I often don't necessarily know when I'm about to write a song. I just get an idea. It might be a riff on the cello if I'm sitting at the cello, or it might be a poem, or even just one lyrical line if I'm sitting with a pen and paper. It might happen when I'm on the train or when I'm at home, whatever. So I don't necessarily plan when I'm going to write, but then something comes, like, I don't want to say a seed, that sounds so cliche, but something which I'm like, okay, let's work on that, comes, and then over a period of sometimes days, sometimes months, I just gradually refine it and try to bring it out to what it's meant to be. And what I think is meant to be might change over that period, but that keeps happening. That refining process keeps happening. And sometimes I do that at the piano if I'm figuring out chords for a song, or I do it in a lyric book, just changing words, or all of those things actually. And then so that's just the composition itself. So the bare bones, like the chords and the lyrics and the melody, and then from that going into an actual recorded finished track is a very long process, and I don't do that completely on my own, but the part I do on my own is that it goes like that. Let's
talk a bit about the stuff that you do on your own first, because I know that obviously, like you say, the composing side of it the composing side of it is just one thing, isn't it? There's so much more that comes after that. But I actually am the same in terms of waiting until an idea comes, and then like pouncing on it, and sometimes it does take a long time to refine, but then other times it can all come out really quickly, right? Like, have you ever had that experience where you just write a song in half an hour or something like that? It just comes out, the whole thing. Sometimes, very occasionally. That's happened. Occasionally, with ballads. Actually. With ballads.
Well, the two ballads on my 2 EPs came out in that way.
Like Forest
and Sweat came out like that. I just sat down. On Forest it was the guitar, for Sweat it was the piano. I just sat down and the song came out. And you said why? I think maybe.
Ding. That's Steve. Steve, turn
off your... I think it might be because both those ballads came about when I was feeling, let's say, loved up. In a sort of cowabunga. That is a word you say that I haven't heard in a long time. I forgot
it's
about
from
that.
Simpsons, really.
Oh yeah, of course, Bart, cowabunga in his little nasal.
I think he says it when he has a crush on someone. He's like, cowabunga.
Yeah.
Pretty sure.
Mrs. Crabapple. I can imagine that. I don't know.
Does he have a crush on Mrs.
No, maybe I just invented that. That's just my own weird thing
episode.
coming into it. Yeah. Anyway,
you had a crush.
I had a crush on Mrs. Crabapple, and every teacher. Whoa, fuck.
Skinner.
I think it's because perhaps when in that loved up state, the way I write is a little different, because I'm writing from that feeling, and that feeling is quite serene and maybe not so thought out, if that makes sense. So it is in the same way you would just but
more
then
bass.
I don't want to bass. I don't necessarily feel that my other things are really overthought, but I don't know. It's sort of like just going over to someone and just giving them a hug. I don't know, like just a long hug, rather than
in a way a bit more direct.
Direct.
Like love is a kind of. In essence, it's like a very direct emotion, isn't it? Like when you're expressing your love to someone, you say I love you, and then most of it's expressed through touch or other signals rather than
exactly.
I love you and I'm going to explain why. So take a seat.
Some people I'm sure do it that way, but
So it makes sense musically that would be that approach as well in a way. Is that kind of
possibly? I think that may be it. Although actually, just having thought about it, there have been other songs that have come about in that way in just one go that haven't been ballads, but so maybe it's a coincidence. But anyway,